All right, I think we're here. Let me real quickly add a description to the game, to the stream here. Add a description to the game. Imagine, got my minds on games all the time. To live. It immediately popped up. Imagine. And we'll add one more for French Tales have its own. It does not. Perfect. Man, it's still been cold all week. I hate the cold. Really puts a damper on it. Puts a damper on the mood. Should have probably given a little bit of a heads up to people that I was going to be live, but that's okay. We'll wait for people to file in here. Shouldn't be that bad. We got some interesting ones to react to today. Thinking that... Oh, wait, I'm going to be coming through here, aren't I? Boom. Boom, perfect. And we'll wait for a little bit. See if people come in. And if not, it's all good. For anybody watching this on the VOD, you know, I got a Discord that I should link below. Oh man. And I will link that below, and if you would be so inclined, you're free to join. It would be very helpful because I'd be able to get you the schedule on my streaming times. Generally, it's Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, 5:30, 5:30, and 3:30 EST. But other than that, if you wanted to, just generally hang out and see what we're getting up to, we're starting a small community, and I'd love it if you came and stopped by. All right, add over. All right. So I think today we're probably going to do these 3 videos, unless anybody else has got a, suggestion that they want for a video, which you can post in the Discord. Don't post it in the chat. I don't think you can do that, or rather, I wouldn't want you to do that anyway. But if you got any suggestions, I'd be more than happy to, get around to them. But Shu released a new video. Sydney Watson released a new video. She's been releasing a lot of videos recently, actually. Like, she's been upping her content production, which is good. I like to hear from Sydney. And then a Legendary Drops video just came out. I kind of really want to get into that, even though it just came out, because I think it's important for gaming. Because Steam apparently is getting sued in the EU. Imagine. Thank you, EU. Thank you for that. Okay. We're probably just going to get right into this Shoe on Head video. Oh no, that was loud. Actually, wait, was it loud? I think it was a little loud. It looks a little loud on my end. We'll have to see how loud it is, but we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. You'll have to tell me if this is too low or too high.
Hello friends, my name is Shu on Head, and
hello,
welcome
Shu.
to my new series, The Hellworld Report. Some of you may remember my old series.
Hellworld Report, what are you?
If you do, you can qualify for a veterans discount. Congratulations!
Hey, don't at me like that,
please. If you remember the Gamergate days, well, please come collect your retirement. But
please.
Yeah, if you have not seen
why are you doing this to me?
Check it out. I will put the link to the playlist down below. I think it's a really interesting time capsule into the years 2020 and 2021, like how crazy it was back then, and then in retrospect,
it was really crazy back then.
It is now. But this is a shorter, more condensed version of that series.
Like it was so crazy back then, because I remember because I think I was like around in starting college. And a lot of like the problems, the ills of today were starting. Hello, what are we watching? Today we're watching Shu on Head, Sydney Watson, and then we're watching a Legendary Drops video. So the Legendary Drops video, like I said, is because it's talking about how the EU is currently suing Steam, so I figured that one was important. But today we got, like I said, Shu and Sydney Watson. I like watching both of them. You just made it for the beginning, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Think of it as a Temu, Jon Stewart, or Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm better than those late night Jimmies because I don't get my news from mainstream sources like some.
Oh, this is gonna be a ground news.
I get them from far more reputable places like Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper69 on Twitter. From front row rooms and the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders, from government-funded purple-haired girlfriends to a potential civil war, we have a very packed show for you today. It has been a crazy—
I mean, you know, she says potential civil war, but people were, you know, talking about that like a decade ago, so she's a little late on that one.
Year. And it is only January. As I am filming this, we are currently having a huge winter
I don't think we'll have a kinetic war, though.
Snow, ice, and frigid temperatures sweeping across the nation. 20 states under a state of emergency.
Ah yes, perfect weather to make some poor immigrant deliver me chicken tendies. It's so cold that Michigan and Minnesota received reports about exploding trees. Leftists said no more ice, and God said—
So, having actually seen this phenomenon in real life, it is insane. They just blow up. It gets so cold.
News that should have stayed in 2016. Apparently, there is a new term women have coined called man-keeping. Man-keeping is why women are done with dating. Researchers at Stanford have finally given a name to something many women—
As a man, I find this to be very, very offensive.
—have been dealing with for years. It's called man-keeping, and it's helping explain why so many women are stepping away from dating altogether. Man-keeping describes the
Remember, men stepped away from dating, so the Exploding Trees videos are wild. I know, right? But no, men stepped away from dating, so that means obviously somebody's got to find a way to turn it around to say it wasn't actually men who stepped away first.
Emotional labor women end up doing in heterosexual relationships.
Oh my god.
It goes beyond remembering birthdays or coordinating social plans. It means being your partner's one-man support system, managing his stress, interpreting his moods, holding his hand through feelings he won't share with anyone else. All of it unpaid, unacknowledged, and often unreciprocated. I hate this therapy speak people talk with nowadays. Emotional labor? You mean being there for your—
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like a relationship
partner? This is why so many people are just gonna start
oh my god.
ChatGPT. People thought men were gonna be the ones dating AI. No. They're gonna be the ones with these sex robots. Women are the ones who want the daily affirmation machines. Yes, honey, I love when you talk about all the drama at work. Tell me more about that bitch Veronica.
I mean, she did a video about that
man-interrupting,
man-keeping,
man-keeping,
2 months ago when she was talking about those weird
Before
books.
we dive into the news,
oh, we're going to manscaping. Oh no, I was wrong. It's not ground news.
Your manscaping.
You'll never hear me admit it, but I was wrong for this one.
For the last
oh, it's not even manscaping. Oh my god.
Haven't been designed to work better. They've been designed to be
2 in a row.
Better. More blades, more features, more gimmicks, and skin irritation is just something you're told to deal with. A big cause for that irritation is blade flex. Most razors use springs. So
I would know. I don't shave.
That causes extra friction.
I let my beard
burn,
grow.
So people use aftershave, cold water, moisturizer, whatever. They fix the symptoms
because I'm lazy.
Of the cause. But the question nobody asks is,
very
should
lazy.
The blade actually move? How do we fix the actual problem?
I know, get okie doke. Yeah.
Shaving comes in. By fully
I got my hands up. You got me.
Blade all across
you got me.
At a 30-degree angle. They hold the blade in place to prevent any
bouncing, that's a 30-degree angle right there.
Just giving you an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no reason to compensate.
Looks like such a weird razor.
What separates Henson is the precision behind their design. With their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in the same aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This level of precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. Since I switched
it's like
to
a single razor
almost
too.
2 years ago now,
it seems a little.
My shaves have been way
I don't know.
silkier and smoother. No tugging, no cuts.
All
just
of the
a
logic
close
in my brain
shave
is telling
feels
me that
great
doesn't
on my
sound
skin.
like it's going to
And here's
be
the best part.
any
Once
good,
you
but
invest in a Henson razor,
yeah,
it is a
apparently
great
they've
time
been
purchase.
they've
The
been
only
around
thing
and
you'll need
people
to
have been
replace
saying
is
that
the
they are pretty
blades,
good, so
which cost 10 cents each.
I don't know, maybe I'll have
So
to
once
try
you
one.
own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying those little plastic cartridges. Also, the Henson store offers a bunch of different colors, so you can pick out the razor that best suits your vibe. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and paying
I don't
for
have
overpriced
cans
razor
today. I got my
blades,
2 liter
Henson
right
Shaving
here.
is definitely worth
I got a
checking
2 liter
out.
today.
Just head over to
I felt like drinking it out of a
hensonshaving.com/shoe
glass instead
and
of a
add
warm
both a
can
Henson
because I'm a
razor and
savage.
100 blades to your cart. Then enter the code SHOE at checkout to get the blades free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson Shaving for sponsoring this video, and
That thing will
thank
be
you,
gone by the end of the
viewer,
hour.
as always, for not skipping the ad. You didn't, right? Now let's
Nope,
get back
we
to
didn't
the
skip the
video.
ad.
All right, let's start with some good news. The
Oh,
median
boy.
age of home buyers is now 59. But
That's
that's not all.
That's
America's
not
seniors
good
will now
news.
see a new $6,000 bonus exemption as part of the Working Families Tax Cut. That's $92 billion in
Hooray.
tax cuts for seniors all over the country. And by Working Families Tax Cut, they mean you, the working family, giving another
Hooray.
billion-dollar wealth transfer to the most oppressed class. Boomers.
You
Why
thought I
are
was
we
gonna drink
giving
out of the
these
bottle like a
giant cuts
savage?
another
I mean, like, yeah, I was planning on drinking right out of the bottle, but I have a glass right here, so I mean, I might as well use the glass, right?
tax break? Maybe they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Maybe they should stop buying so much avocado
mean-
toast. God forbid we help young families raise the next generation of Americans.
I will say that it's good that people are getting tax breaks just in general. I'm a big tax break person, but like, yeah, I think the tax breaks need to kind of like fan out to younger generations. They're the ones that are kind of getting screwed by everything.
No, that would be communism. Young people are poor as f nowadays. What are they supposed to do?
Piper Raquel, 18,
Cry.
claims she made $2.9 million in a single day after launching OnlyFans.
Oh my god. OnlyFans was the harbinger of destruction for our generation, I swear.
No more rights. No more women's rights. I am ready for the Islamic Revolution. Mayor Memdani, please press
No.
the Islamification button.
No.
The go-to joke is
Not like that
always,
shoe.
Women, am I right?
No.
I think the real question here is, should men be allowed to have credit cards? This woman didn't magically create millions of dollars with her mind out of thin air. No. Millions of men.
I mean,
made
I think
this
it's a
woman
good I think it's a good indicator of kind of where we're at, not just on like a political level, but like a societal level where you can make that much money off of it. Like I'm all for whatever you want to do with your body is whatever you want to do, go for it. But I think one of the issues is that we don't talk about whether or not you should do it rather than whether or not you can do it. And I think that's more of a a deep problem with our society is that we are actually sick and we just don't know it, or at least we don't want to acknowledge it, because acknowledging it would be some type of protracted ism or phobia.
millionaire overnight. Where's the accountability for that? I'm out here policing the whores. We need some men to be out there policing the simps. We have a simp epidemic. Simps are out of control. Not
That's
all of them,
true.
though. Mine are cool.
That's
They
very
can stay.
true.
Also, isn't this like the third
Like I said, that again, that's again to re-clarify, I'm not saying that it lands solely on one side or the other on the gender spectrum. I think both genders have their issues and both genders know how to exploit the other gender's issue almost innately. And it's not about whether or not, we can do it. It's about whether or not we should do it. And people nowadays, at least what I've been able to see, don't take the moment to reflect and say, I shouldn't do this.
OnlyFans 18th birthday,
Or at least a lot of
announcement,
people.
and the woman turns
The
into a
loudest
millionaire
ones.
overnight. Someone a little sus about that. But don't worry, thanks to AI, we are entering a new age of goonerism.
Oh yeah. Oh god, this was... So if you didn't see this, apparently, like, obviously you can kind of see what's happening where this guy's moving around and he's able to act like, or he's able to be a woman with AI filter over him. I fear for the future. This is terrifying. You'll never be able to trust anything again, I swear. That's really
Honestly, what's the
good.
big deal? Men are already talking to the guys in India who run the accounts of OnlyFans models.
That's
Is
true,
this
though.
really any different? The internet
Yes,
is
a little
slowly but
bit.
surely just becoming Indian men scamming other Indian men. But don't worry, not every internet waifu is a man using AI.
Dude,
In fact, if you live in the UK,
those videos of like scammers getting like payback on YouTube are just amazing. Like, have you seen those like Kitboda and stuff like that, or scammer payback? Those are hilarious. I love watching
you
those.
may get a state-funded, far-right, purple-haired waifu. Introducing Pathways, a point-and-click video.
I love how poorly this has backfired. Okay, so I know, Munstry, I know you come from the UK. What have you heard? I'm actually curious. What have you heard about this game? All VTubers are in disguise. People going to have a field day when face cams can be AI. I know exactly. I mean, like, at least I have the common decency not to lie to you. I am a man, and I am not in disguise. But it was already a thing on Douyin with filters. Yep, it was. But no, so I know that I'm a little bit ahead of you guys in the sense that YouTube is being a little behind today, but you know, I'm waiting on the question still stands. Not to put you on the spot, Munstery, but you know, I was wondering like what you've generally heard about Pathways. I wonder if there's a way to like. I've seen absolutely nothing of it. All I know so far is right-wing groups love the antagonist. And that game was shit. Alright, yeah, no, so I wouldn't call her the antagonist in the truest sense, because she was just a character, right? And people were liking her because essentially they were trying to make a point, but their point was just kind of an anodyne way of people thinking like, you know, we should be putting this or that in front of other types of political agendas. And so, like, by them trying to vilify her, they just, you know, magnified the message. It was hilarious.
Game created by the UK government to help prevent online radicalization.
Pathways is an educational visual novel and learning experience created by the UK
And yes, the game was shit.
UK.
It was so bad.
The UK government's Prevent program, run by
It
the
stepped
Home
right
Office.
out of
The game is meant to teach
1984.
the youth about dangers of radicalization and extremism in both real life and online. This is done by putting the players in a role of a character named Charlie, who must navigate 6 different scenarios relating to
They took it
extremism.
down,
In
by the
second
way.
scenario,
They
the
took
player
that
is
shit
introduced to
down
the
like
character
within a week.
Amelia, a
It
stoic
lasted
anti-immigration protester depicted as a
less
goth girl
long
with purple
than
hair, a
Concord.
pink dress, and a choker.
And the internet instantly fell in love with her.
Yeah, the internet loves her.
It's like they made her have short purple hair, thinking that that would prevent this from happening.
It was
but
so
the UK
funny.
failed to consider the fact that conservatives love art hoes. They act like they don't, they'll deny it, they'll pretend they just want a blonde traditional
Everybody loves them.
housewife, but deep down every conservative wants a woman who looks like this, who says the N-word. Government
I don't know about that one.
video games. Incredible. At least our government doesn't do weird shit like
Oh yeah, by the way, it was a government-funded video game as well, so take that for what you will.
that. No, our government is very normal.
Is
Believe it or
What?
not, Mar-a-Lago Furry Party was on my 2026 ban.
Wait. What? There was a furry party at Mar-a-Lago? What? 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 We don't live in the real world, I swear to God.
Go card. I miss when this weird shit was just done underground. I miss when these parties were secret. Speaking of, the Epstein files were released.
Well, any government, so the UK government sucks with this kind of thing. Any government sucks with this kind of thing. If you're a government funding something that has to do with like sending a social message, you're gonna suck with it because it's either gonna be hammy or not correct, or people are gonna disagree with it because there's too many fingers in the pot to actually make something of merit. The whole report, your friend for thought crimes, was wild. Yeah, it literally is 1984. We live in a society. We definitely live in a society. We live in a sick society.
Wow. Incredible. The things they are showing us are eerie enough. I couldn't
wait.
imagine the things that they're
You guys missed it. See right here where her mouse is? You see that? Yeah, that's pretty, man. Can't believe they left that into the Epstein
Incredible.
files.
The things they are showing us are eerie enough. I couldn't imagine the things that they're redacting. It is absolutely disgusting that these powerful people are still being protected. We as a country should be extremely concerned about an international child trafficking ring. This is not just something we all move from, and we kidnapped the president of Venezuela.
Breaking just now, Maduro at the
Don't look over here. Look over here.
president says has been captured.
To be fair, though, like, I think this was pretty good that it happened, like, just in general, because of, like, the exigent threat that drug cartels and drug rings, especially state-funded drug cartels and drug rings, have on our country. But, like, again, it definitely was more of a, hey, don't look over here, even though it was still good.
Has been captured and flown out of
I'd like to live in a world where both the
150
unredacted files
bombers,
and this happened,
fighters,
but,
intelligence,
you know, at least I'll give some
surveillance,
type of
rotary
props
wing
where
were in the
props
air
is
last
due.
night.
First pictures of Nicolas Maduro on the
By the way, this was insane how they did it. They literally sent in the Helldivers. It was insane.
Transferred on.
Trump voters voted to fix the economy and to afford homes again. They didn't vote to kidnap communists in the middle of the night. Actually, they probably did vote for that. Never mind.
The oil companies are going to.
I'm pretty sure a Trump voter did, in fact, vote for that.
Take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago.
Holy shit. This is the most transparent administration in history. They weren't lying. I don't know if it's the Stockholm Syndrome or what, but it's almost refreshing to hear a leader say, yeah, this is about oil. Like, thank you, sir, thank you.
That is a little reductive, though, because, you know, the companies that were taken over by the Venezuelan government were actually set up, funded, and maintained for a while by U.S. companies. Their government just took them over. So really, there's a lot more going on in the background there in order just to reduce the argument to it's all about oil. Technically, it's also about U.S. assets and U.S. Treasury that was put into developing the areas that was then seized by another country, arguably illegally. But again, that's going to get mixed up in the haha, it's just about oil, so I kind of get that.
Thank you for just saying it's about oil. Thank you for not pretending it's about saving democracy and just doing imperialism.
It was also about stopping drug cartels from being staged in Venezuela and going across the Gulf of America and sending them into, you know, our country and just letting them go through. So a little bit more than that, but
way. We have such terrible Middle Eastern
lot more
war
than that.
fatigue that it was shocking to not hear about how Venezuela is just jealous of our freedoms or some shit. Like, no, it's just for ExxonMobil. Like, okay, carry on.
The U.S. used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees,
This shit's
bleeding
insane.
through their nose and vomiting blood.
Like, if this actually happened, because I don't know how credible or uncredible this is, but if they actually used some type of, like, sound wave based weapon that, like, caused people to bleed from their orifices, get, like, fucking disoriented and, like, couldn't do anything, holy shit. Except most drugs come from Mexico. So most drugs cross the border from Mexico, but most drugs are made in other South American countries and Central American countries. It's not that it comes from Mexico, it's that their production, their importation of base materials, and all other things that are, like, done in order to make them and distribute them start in other South American countries, especially drug havens like Venezuela. And I think Nicaragua is big for it too. So yeah, they do come across the border in Mexico, but they also are produced, distributed, and encouraged in a bunch of other South American countries. It's not just Mexico that's the problem. It's like all of South America that has a lot to do with it because it's all impoverished. And the cartels can really get a foothold in a lot of places. I mean, like, Mexico is its own problem. Like, there's a lot of things that we need to do, and I think that we're encouraging the Mexican government to stop. But, you know, having myself been to Mexico before, it's been really... Oof. China has a large production and export business with it, but I do see Trump going for them. Yeah, they definitely do. So China does the base materials for it, and they export the base materials to countries that then refine it into the actual drugs. So they're, like, fentanyl, I think, is also produced also in China, as well as the base materials are exported from China. Trump's been really going after that particular part of it in that industry, which is good. But like other huge, drugs, like we'll just say for, yeah, I don't know if I can really say it without getting, well, I'm not even monetized, but I don't know if I can say it without getting like mollywopped by the algorithm. But harder drugs, like your traditional drugs, get produced very heavily in other South American countries and then trafficked into the United States by whatever means.
The daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we don't have healthcare, this is why. We have invisible laser beams that can make people bleed out their f***ing eyes.
Hell yeah, brother.
Apparently, directed energy weapons are real. The Goy beam is real. Deep State files are real. Havana syndrome is real. Hell,
Not
it's
denying that
almost
South
like
America has a lot of issues, but there are many other places that deal in it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But South America is one of the few places that we can actually take direct intervention against, right? Because they're like, so I'm going to go ahead and use actually my degree for a second. There's spheres of influence in the globe, and we have an absolute sphere of influence on the North American continent, right? Well, we also have an absolute sphere of influence on the South American continent because there is no power there that's able to stand up to us. So really, our entire hemisphere is where our absolute influence can extend to. So we can do anything we want in our hemisphere and basically remain unopposed. So really, it would be remiss of us not to exert our power in order to stop, whatever's happening from happening. Enforce international law, enforce domestic law, and enforce, I guess, a standard of living that the entire hemisphere should have. And again, I don't know if I totally agree with that, but that's just international theory. And I think that we should be, exerting a little bit more force to stop the problems with drugs ubiquitously in our hemisphere. I think it would be a net positive good for everywhere to do that, or for everywhere in our hemisphere to do that. I once went on a binge learning about DARPA research, and I wouldn't be surprised. Exactly. Ooh. We don't use the D word here. We don't talk about them. They'll fucking drone strike my house. But yeah, no, I 100, and like the reason why I'm saying that specifically for South America and for our hemisphere is because I don't think that anybody in the world, including ourselves, wants us to mobilize against a standing nation like China. So the only recourse that we have on them is stopping them from importing, whatever they're importing into South America for it to be trafficked to us. Like the best thing I think that we can do is let it, hit the port, and then as soon as it changes hands, we confiscate it. I think that would be the most appropriate international, legal way of doing it. But, not everybody plays by the rules, and it's kind of hard to get people who would then try to smuggle it and stuff. Like there's a whole lot of, legal give and take there. But, I think that I'm glad that we are starting to exert our power a little bit more, because I think that we need to, in order to maintain the safety of not only our citizens, but citizens also, abroad, in the sense that less drugs is a net positive for everybody.
A conspiracy theorist is just another.
There needs to be more diplomatic effort rather than targeted military strikes. Then taking over a whole country is plain imperialism rather than law enforcement. So I agree with you that there needs to be more diplomacy, but what happens when diplomacy breaks down, right? So we've been dealing with this Maduro guy for a decade at this point, and he has been constantly uncooperative, notoriously uncooperative, right? He'll say one thing, do another. He'll fund a bunch of cartels or allow cartels to be in his area. Essentially, at what point is the line where diplomacy breaks down? I'm all for major world powers taking action, but military action is not the way. But sometimes it is, though, right? Sometimes you cannot take diplomatic efforts with somebody who is not receptive to your diplomatic efforts. Sanctions can only go so far. International powers like, say, Russia, that seek to undermine, the United States' international legitimacy, will then come in where the United States tries to block them. And once you then, start to try to stop Russia from doing that, you create a bigger diplomatic problem, because then you're stopping another more powerful, arguably comparable, arguably not as comparable, but still powerful diplomatic body or military body from enforcing their will, which then causes a major diplomatic incident. I mean, like, see Cuban Missile Crisis, right? The reason why that was able to stop is because of the logic both of MAD, mutually assured destruction, and the fact that Russia didn't want to, essentially kick off World War III. The threat of force is literally the end all be all of diplomatic relations. And in order to do that, when you have an uncooperative diplomatic entity, you must be able to utilize force. Otherwise, your diplomacy means nothing. So I guess in contrast and in argumentation's sake, I would say that military action is the only way, because it's the base way from all which diplomacy stems. I'll give you a second to, respond if you want, but I think that, like, I would prefer it if Maduro would have been like, hey, okay, I'm going to stop doing this. But he didn't, and he didn't for the better part of a decade. At what point, again, that I would say, does diplomacy end? And I think that this was probably the best action for it, because it caused minimal harm. It was a targeted strike against a leader who was a belligerent, who then is now going to be tried in a court of law, which it's not extrajudicial killing, it was serving a warrant for his arrest. So, I mean, like, I think that all things considered, it was probably the best way to have handled it. But, like, that, again, that's my opinion.
Another word for being correct.
We'll
too
just continue
early.
going
What's
on.
Next? COVID
And if you answer, I'll get to it.
There have been significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize My Carbon initiatives for shaping the future.
The threat here is that two of the major powers have quite frankly madmen at the helm, and if military action is normalized, then it's a matter of war, of if a war starts, but when a war starts. Well, so two of the major world powers, quite frankly, have madmen at the helm. So we'll go ahead and real quickly establish who the two world powers are. Are you talking about Putin and Trump? Because that's who I'm going to assume that you're talking about. And if military action is normalized, then it's not a matter of war starts, but when war starts. Well, military action has always been normalized. It's always been a thing that people have done ubiquitously throughout history. And I think military action has been completely being used for the last 5 years in Ukraine. And, like, that's normalized, and it hasn't started a major war. Yeah, the Ukrainian situation sucks. I wouldn't want any war to be happening, but it happens. And if it was also the case that we had a major madman who wanted to start war at the helm, then why is it that Trump has been nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes for starting wars? He started the least and ended the most amount of wars for any US president in our lifetime, which is a fact and is true. And he has been reluctant to use the military, less so than Biden, less so than Barack Obama, less so than George Bush, less so than Bill Clinton, as far as I'm aware. If it were true that were the case, World War III would have started on day 1 of Trump 1. And we're in Trump 2, and he's been trying to negotiate peace in the Middle East. He's been trying to negotiate Vladimir Putin off a cliff from the Ukrainian war, which he's been making some strides. That's a we're so back, we're so off, we're so back, we're so cooked, we're so back, we're so cooked type of endeavor, but it's been happening. He's only really done one, like, deep strike, so to speak, in Venezuela, which, sure, you might disagree with it, but diplomacy had broken down in that instance. At least, like, again, that's from my perspective what I've been seeing. Not to get in a huge, like, debate or anything like that. I think this is a nice back and forth. I enjoy these back and forth because we get to, exchange ideas and grow from it. And I don't want to put you on the spot. You're by no means, if you're like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I get it. Like, it can get heated, and if you are getting heated, you have the space to be like, hey, yeah, I want to step away. There hasn't been a war that involved two major powers since 1945. If Trump does what he wants, NATO will fracture and there will be a major war. Well, there hasn't been two major powers at war since 1945. That is correct. There hasn't been a major hot kinetic war since 1945. There have been small skirmishes that have been major power backed wars through proxy, because we've had the, situation where if one side decides to pop off, the other side's also going to pop off in mutually assured destruction. And say what you will, countries or people are rational actors at the end of the day. These rational actors will see, if I die, they die. We don't want that, because that means everybody dies. So there is no way in which there is going to be a major country war, because you can't have that anymore. It's impossible. Because as soon as you have somebody who's about to lose, they're going to fire the nuclear weapons and then everybody dies. So the only thing that's really keeping us from having a major fight is the fact that nuclear weapons exist on all sides, which is kind of like paradoxical in a way, but makes sense when you sit down and think that nobody truly wants each side to die, or their side to die. And if Trump does what he wants, NATO will be fractured and there will be a major war. I have mixed feelings on NATO to begin with, at least in the sense that I think that NATO is a relic of a bygone era, in the sense that NATO was only formed to fight the communist bloc countries, and the communist bloc doesn't exist anymore. I think that NATO as a treaty organization is probably a good thing overall at the moment, but there are a lot of advantages that NATO members are taking over the United States, which need to be rectified. I wouldn't put it past Trump or Putin, though. I mean, all evidence points to the fact that neither of them will use nuclear weapons. We've been living in a post-Ukrainian war where he's been losing and he hasn't nuked that country. Just plain and simple, he hasn't used them. We've been living in a world in which Trump's already had 4 years in office and has, again, been the biggest peacekeeper on the world stage that the United States has put out for the entirety of our lives, in both 1 and 2. So if we're going to go with like past behavior as a precedent, then I would think that, I would put it past them. I don't think that they do that. At least that's, like, again, my read on the situation. And let's see, hang on. Oops. So let's see what the quick AI. Donald Trump has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize multiple times, including for 2025 and 2026 cycles, primarily conservative lawmakers and foreign officials, citing his foreign policy actions such as the Abraham Accords, which was for peace in the Middle East, and for various brokered ceasefire agreements. Despite these nominations, he has not yet won the prize. He has been an actual peacekeeper. He was gifted a medal by the person from Venezuela because he deserves it for his actions to promote freedom, although the Nobel Institute clarified that the title and award cannot be transferred. This woman's a Venezuelan, and she was saying that he deserves it for his actions in Venezuela. Let's see if we can find a graph from... It's not really I think this might be good because he was elected in 2020, right? Yeah. So from 2019 to 2020, they went up. By the end of his term at 2023, they had gone down precipitously again, especially because... So let's see. We have one-sided violence, non-state, So non-state aggressors would be like terrorists. One-sided violence would be like genocide. Extra systemic, I'm not sure what that means. Intrastate means between two different countries, and interstate means like a civil war. So really what we're really looking at is intrastate, because that's direct war, direct conflict. And it stayed relatively even, spiked up, and then went down. I wouldn't say what he's done is peacekeeping when he's gone out of his way to start conflicts with other nations. What other nations has he started conflicts with? That we weren't already in conflict with, to be fair. Let me... I know I'm kind of like just sitting here in silence, but it's a little bit behind. Not that not that I disbelieve you. I don't disbelieve you that he started conflict with other nations, but starting conflict, in my opinion, would be, we'll just say, a neutral country. Like, I know Madagascar is not really populous. I don't even know if it's an actual nation, if it's just an island, but we're just going to go ahead and say for Madagascar, for example, who doesn't have a stake in anything. If you just said, all right, Madagascar, go fuck yourself, like, okay, that's starting it. But like, say Egypt, we're already in conflict with Egypt in a way. Not armed conflicts necessarily, but he's done a major damage to the US's images in other countries with his actions and claims. I would say if that's the case, then there are a lot of countries that respect the United States more because of the way that he's been orienting his foreign policy. And there are a lot of belligerent countries that have been belligerents but appeased for the last couple of decades by previous administrations that are very outspoken about the way that they dislike him. We can use Iran for an example, right? So with Iran, they have been always a belligerent country on the on the world stage in general. And he has probably made the US's image worse in that country to the government that's already established. But the problem is the people don't agree with the government. The people want to see US intervention there because they don't want their government to be suppressing them as much as they have, which we can see with the Iranian revolutions that have been happening. A lot of them have been like on Twitter begging for Donald Trump to intervene and help them. Same thing for Venezuela. The Venezuelan people have been begging for more US intervention to stop their corrupt government. The government themselves don't want it because that directly means that we're intervening with them. So I will agree that it's damaging the US's image with other countries' governments, but not its people. I can't find a single person in the UK who can say good things about Trump, but the government loves him. Well, we appease the UK government. And I don't think that's the case because there are a lot of people in the UK. I mean, I can bring up a YouTuber immediately with Sargon of Akkad who say that, they like him. They want him to help them. You have a plurality of your country that, at least from what I can tell, are split. There's one side of your country that very much is okay with the way that things are going, or maybe even not so okay. And you have the other side of your voting base, which you may or may not interact with, that disagree with you. And that disagreement is completely fine. Like, it's okay to disagree with one another, but to not acknowledge the fact that there is a plurality of your country that has a different opinion of you and might actually think in different terms than you is, I would say, denying of reality. Just like in the United States with what happened in our current election, right? The the prevailing thought process was that there was not a plurality of right-leaning voters that wanted to elect Trump. And they showed up for the election and everybody was surprised. It's then, by the way, this is what the paper that I was probably going to be writing on with the one person is that, with my one professor, is that there is actually a silent majority of people in the United States that are not politically active or not activated in general that don't believe in the hegemonic hold that the social democrats have on the levers of societal power. The UK is very split currently. I can understand that some may agree with him, but I personally have not met somebody who likes him. Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't personally met somebody who likes Kamala Harris, but I'm sure I'm sure they're out there. But because I haven't personally met them, I know for a fact that there are people who do support her, or will just even make an even wilder claim, like the Communist, Party of America. I haven't met somebody personally who does it, but I know that they exist. And I like I said, I can point you to somebody who maybe might not be in your wheelhouse of content that you watch, but if you want to be intellectually honest and watch the other side, like I said, Sargon of Akkad is a great one. He's a little inflammatory. I'm gonna go ahead and say that out there, especially if he's like really on it for the day. But if like you're curious about what the other side thinks, he would be a good place to start. I think he's very digestible. But of course, like, politics isn't everybody's thing. And people can get very upset and very, disengaged with politics. So I'm not telling you that you have to go do it. I'm not saying that you must watch it, because like, paying attention to all this stuff all the time is incredibly taxing. And I get it. And it might not be everybody's thing. And, if it's not, what you want to, if it's not what you want to listen to, it's not who you like, maybe you just don't like the cut of his jib or what have you. I get it. I totally get it. I understand. But, walking away from this, I feel like there is a little bit of a fact that we must realize, that it is a fact that he was nominated for Nobel Peace Prizes, and it is a fact that no other US president except for Barack Obama has been nominated for one of these. And the only reason it is a fact that Barack Obama was nominated for one of them was because they just kind of pushed it through. Like, it's an open secret that they just gave him one. So, some of the facts aren't lining up with some of the reality that we're being told is real. At least that's the way that I take away from it. So when there is a disconnect between what I observe to be observable reality and observable fact, then, I try to figure out what I will believe in this, in that process. But I think it was a good conversation. I'm glad that I was able to have that with you, and I'm glad that you were able to, sit here and calmly talk about it with me. I'm happy that we're able to have that dialogue. All right, back to Shu.
Theorist is just
Oh my gosh.
word for being correct too early. What's next? COVID was fake?
There
Imagine.
have been significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize My Carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility.
Nothing the news tells us is true. 100%.
Restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world.
Didn't Theodore Roosevelt and Jimmy Carter also get awards, awarded Nobel Peace Prizes? They did, except I'm saying like in our lifetime, right? Because I don't think you were alive for Roosevelt or Carter. At least I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption that you're not like 70. Yeah, no, I'm happy to have these like, debates. I'm happy to have these, and I wouldn't even consider this a debate. I would consider this a civil conversation, right? If I were debating you, I would be probably a little bit more forceful on my points. But, I don't want to make a debate me bro type of culture. I want to be able to have a conversation and sit down and both walk away at the end of the day going, wow, that was an interesting conversation. I might be mad, I might be happy, I might be angry. Let's go play some Helldivers and accidentally kill each other. That's the type of environment I want to foster here. Carter was 2002. No, I'm in Carter's administration. He didn't get it because of his presidency. He got it because of his philanthropy, after his presidency.
There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility.
I think you were quite forceful, but I'm not annoyed at that. Sorry, I talk in a very forceful manner. I'm very blunt when I'm trying to present something and when I'm trying to think through something, because I feel that it's disingenuous to you not to be able to show you, at least in some type of way, my exact thoughts on the matter so that you minusculely and minutely understand my point. Because if I leave anything ambiguous or up to interpretation, then I'm doing you a disservice, because then you have to interpret my words. At least that's a philosophy that I try to go through when I'm talking with people, because I don't want to disrespect them by not telling them something. I want to show them more respect and show them that this is exactly where I'm coming from on this, so that you have the tools and ability to respond if you want to. And that does come off as a little forceful, but that's just kind of how I talk. So yes, sorry about that. But I don't know. I find that to be the more respectful option. So sorry if it was a little bit forceful. I didn't mean to be as forceful as, but I mean, then again, I'm an American. We're a little bit more forceful than, other countries. So at least that's what I've heard. Oh, okay, fair. I was just clarifying because I thought I had a Mandela moment on the prizes. No, you didn't have a Mandela moment.
Sorry, I just owe many people many apologies. Anyway,
Oof.
Venezuela has no president. Who is going to run Venezuela?
So we are going to run the country.
A few moments later.
Hola amigos, yo soy su nuevo presidente, el señor Donaldo J. Trumpo.
Okay, that got me.
Can we fix our broken infrastructure, our education system? Can we do a little nation building in this nation?
I just like people
seeing
seeing people able to talk, man. Me too.
And with modern American nation building comes.
I know that we're like kind of using Shu as a springboard to keep talking, but we're gonna keep doing it because I am enjoying this a lot. Because I like seeing people being able to talk, man. It's like I like seeing people able to talk too, and I think that there is a lot of good from hearing an opinion from the other side, in the sense that as long as it's articulated in a way that's like, we're both on the same team. We both want the same things for one another, but I think this is the way that we should go about doing it. That's the type of conversation that I want. I don't want to hear from somebody like, oh, you're a communist, Lamau. I mean, like, then again, that could be a funny joke, but oh, you're a communist, Lamau. Like, I think that like this, that, and the other thing, you should have this happen to you. It's like, no, or you're a conservative, Lamau, you should have this happen to you, or you're a this, you're a that. I think that's not productive. I think that we should just assume that we're on the same side, that we just believe that in order to get to our more perfect country or our more perfect societal endeavor, we both need to work together and bring our own ideas. Because I think that there are some affirmative goods in other ways of thinking. Like, I'll just, say for an example, socialist systems that are social safety nets for the working class of America, I think, have been in general a net good when utilized properly, when not mismanaged, and when granted to people who actually, have a stake in the system. But I also, on the same token, think that, we need to be cutting back on them. And I think that would be for the betterment of everybody, because if we give less to people, then we are going to be encouraging more societal cooperation, and we're going to be discouraging government corruption, because once you start having large amounts of funds going through social systems, there's a lot of them that go missing. So, I mean, I don't want to get into that right now. I'm just saying that as a complete hypothetical example. But I think that hearing the other side saying we need more is just as valuable as my opinion. because then they're trying to say we need more because of this reason, and that allows us to be able to get to an adequate number, or at least an adequate agreement that helps the most people.
Refugees. So who is going to take in these Venezuelan refugees? Are we?
No.
Only the hot ones, apparently.
United States increasingly issuing work visas to OnlyFans models based on level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times.
Imagine
Okay,
if
now
being
is the
an
time for me to
immigrant
stand
like
up for my
four
beliefs
countries
even more.
working their
Yes.
ass off to get a
Stand up for the
visa in the
beliefs that you
United
have.
States,
I
when all you had
encourage
to
that
do was bend over
100%.
and show
If you can't stand up for your beliefs with full-chested conviction, then why have the beliefs? I won't though, since you said you don't want to. Okay, well, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. If we're talking about the if we're talking about social safety nets, yeah, I don't want to have that debate right now or that conversation right now, because I mean, we're already behind on our reaction. I'm gonna have to cut a whole lot of this out for the YouTube upload of it, just because. Well, I think we talked for a solid 30 minutes there, which is good. I love it.
hole. Big booty Latinas to the front, tortas to the back. Anyway, na boo boo, my president can kidnap your president. We're invincible. We can regime change anyone we want. Who's next? Canada, Greenland, Cuba?
Iran.
Literacy rates are higher than ours. Maybe they should come liberate our dumbasses. Kids are sweating
Very
on
behind,
us.
yeah.
But
So far behind that I
Donald
think we're gonna
Duck,
skip the
baby.
Sydney
Let's
Watson
go.
one, and I'll do that one by
America's
myself.
back. Dick Cheney is looking up at us smiling.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a communist dictatorship. Their days are numbered.
Trump, listen to
Lindsey
me.
Graham
Wait,
coming in with the
Trump
Lindsey
doesn't watch this
Grahamism. I'm
Fans,
yap
listen
maxing.
to
Hey,
me. Get
listen,
people like
we
Lindsey
both
Graham
yap max together.
far away
It's a yap
from anyone
maxing
in
endeavor
power
for
right
both
now.
of us.
This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other country. We're not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East.
God, I really
We
don't want to go
all
back to the
have
Middle East.
fatigue. We are done. This whole thing
Oh, yeah.
really put into perspective just how weird it was that we were there like for 20
One
years.
quick question
You mean we
about
could've just been in and out in a few hours? I guess those
interventionalism
poppy
later.
fields couldn't
SpongeBob at it.
maintain
Yeah, exactly.
themselves, though. Anyway.
Absolutely. There you go, Nova. Yep, bonding.
Yeah, sorry, excuse me. But did you forget to check in with Lilith, the barista from Bushwick, and see how she feels about this?
Trump said the United States will be running Venezuela. Woo!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Imperialism. All for what? So a fucking multinational
What does she have? It's right there.
corporation can get profit.
You know what's funny is I basically
She
said
is-
the exact same thing this person said, but I said it less loudly. She has
She is
a nose ring and I don't, so I'm right
very
and
on
she's wrong
fire
for
for
this
this.
story. I guess this is just what happens when you dismantle the soft power of things like USAID. We're no longer doing secret regime change operations behind the scenes. Now we're just straight.
That is one thing that I will say about this, though. I'm glad that instead of doing it behind the scenes via the CIA, we're just doing it straight up by kinetic things and just saying, yeah, we're doing it. At least we're being honest. Let's be fair here. At least now we're being honest about it.
up kidnapping other world leaders in the dead of night and just saying it's about oil, which honestly kind of makes me believe it's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel isn't behind this one, right?
The implications here are really
Oh,
great for
no, are we-
the Venezuelan people.
Oh, god damn it. You know, people say I have Israel derangement syndrome, but I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
No, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit.
No,
the
no,
First
Volpe, we
Amendment
can't just go
in
judging people
order
based on
to
their image.
protect
We
it,
can judge them based on them
and
sounding
quickly
insane.
before it's too
Okay,
late.
we totally can do that. But usually 90% of the people with nose rings, including men, sound a little insane. We can all be fair about that one, right?
You mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to.
No, it's just a nose ring theory. Oh, was it nose ring theory joke? I don't know if you've heard about that, but there was like a nose ring theory thing going around where they were talking about how it was something to do with all people with nose rings are crazy, which obviously is patently false on its case, but it made its own case for its existence by all the people who have nose rings going absolutely schizoid.
rank
about
the
it.
authenticity of every person that expresses themselves
It's
online
correlation, not
and
causation.
take
Shake my head.
control
SMH my
over
head.
what they are saying based on that ranking.
Right, but does being crazy, let's take it in the opposite direction. Does being crazy then become a causation to get a nose ring? Then it would be causation. Think about it. It's the opposite causation, not just correlation.
The government should
social media.
should do that.
Try explaining that to someone without showing them the video. Go ahead. Yeah, there's a Jewish billionaire named Shlomo who wants to control the internet. Like, okay, man, you're in too deep.
That's
no
funny.
more Instagram reels for you. Anyway, you should have just let us play video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the
So I had heard a good take about this somewhere where you all remember it started with Marcus Mayhem and his pug. And it continued to just let us play our video games in peace, and they couldn't do it. They just couldn't let us play video games in peace, and now here we are. Food for thought.
streets of New York City. But hey, leftists, just think of it this way. By bombing and kidnapping, instead of just doing the usual covert psyops, we saved maybe, what, $1 billion? $1 billion
Oh, yeah.
would go to other, more important things, like defense contractors stock buy.
Like a new tank. Or a new plane.
Somalian daycares, apparently.
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley.
First of all, the Purple Pros, MAGA YouTuber, he's not politically affiliated to begin with. But this was huge. This was a big thing.
Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
And
Shirley,
if you think that it's not true that there is not fraud going through these places, then you are wrong on its face, because everything that the government touches has fraud. Blatantly.
tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that
I heard that
doors,
F-47 is coming along.
information,
Hell
call
yeah,
that number,
brother.
No one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre.
I heard he's going to LA. I'm waiting to see what happens with
Luring
Gavin
Center
Newsom.
claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Unfortunately, we saw that.
Yeah, the I don't know if you watched it, but this place was called the Learning Center, but its sign said Leering Center. Huh.
Documentation.
And it was like that for a while.
And also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book.
Mm-hmm.
This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed.
None of the
prove
money.
We are a legit operation. Please ignore my suspicious exact paperwork we need to prove
Nothing
we are a legit
else of value,
operation-shaped
just the
belly.
paperwork.
Listen, no hate to the
Oh.
Somalians, but when my family
Strange how
came
that
here 100
happens.
years ago, we did organized crime the right way. We would have had tin walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is going to want to support government programs if they think it's all going to like this. If you want people to support a welfare
That's just human greed. The one reason why I can't claim that socialism is undoubtedly the system, and why are people like this. So I think that's actually probably more of a base human feeling than most people want to admit. I think everybody is greedy in some capacity, and when you're faced with a choice of nobody will actually know that you're skimming off the top if you do that, I think everybody would take that, or at least think about taking that 60% of the time. So 60% of the time people will take it. Everybody would 100% think about it all of the time, saying, I could do this. It's just a measure of whether or not you are or are not a good person if you do it. The one guy, the guy talking about the documentation was from a different childcare center, not the Quality Leering Center. Yeah, I was just, she mentioned the Leering Center earlier, so I was just trying to, explain about that, expound on it.
You have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen,
Yes.
It's already hard enough to convince a right.
By the way, I totally agree with Shu on this one, right? Like, here, we'll just...
Listen, no hate to the Somalians, but when my family
Right.
came here 100 years ago, we did
Not this
organized
part,
crime
but you'll
the
see.
right way. We would have had tin walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is going to want to support government programs if they think it's all going to like this. If
Right.
you want people to support a
I
welfare state,
100%
you have to make sure that
agree.
welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen, it's already
I
happening.
100% agree with Shu on this take. Like, that is probably the biggest issue that we have right now, is that it's an open secret in the United States that all of our social welfare and social safety net programs are nearly ubiquitously going to not the right people in a majority, or maybe even, I would say, plurality of cases, which is already too high on either end of those. What we want to see, I think what the average American wants to see, and what everybody across the board ubiquitously wants to see, is that the people who are in need are getting it, not the people who are not in need, not the people who are taking from the pot and taking it in a fraudulent manner. And that's where the antipathy, in my opinion, is coming from people who don't like these social safety net programs, is they're seeing the fraud, and then they're judging the program on the fraud rather than judging the program on the positive good, which I think is fair, because in the sense that's what they see. I'm not saying that they should be doing that, but I think it's a fair observation for them to be making. I can't fault them for that observation. It probably isn't the most well thought out of conclusions, but I can see where they're coming from. And this is why anti-corruption teams are important. Yeah, but there's only so much that an anti-corruption team can do when it's a government-run body. You almost need like a private third-party anti-corruption team in a way. And it's really hard to do that. And that's why I think journalism and independent journalism is the right way to go for that, because they don't have a stake in it either way. At least that's the best way that we have at current moment. It's hard to make a lot of people support something they think is just benefiting those that take advantage of the generosity and not properly policing. The fraud is what foments the sentiment. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's hard for people to get on something or support something if they think that they're just paying for somebody else's rest and relaxation in a way. This is why the UK is split down the middle. Half of the Poles want more socialism and the other half want none. But both want that because the current system is broken and completely useless. Exactly. I think that if you took, at least I'm going to base this off of my observations, if you took the average British person, UK citizen, and said, hey, we're going to make a system that you pay into for the entirety of your life, and then you get back a portion of what you've paid into, and you're going to always be getting it, and it's not going to go to anybody else except for people who paid into the system. I think all of them would say, that's a great idea. I'd love to do it. The problem is when people who don't pay into the system or are benefiting from the systems that didn't do any work to help prop up the system, that people have a problem with. And I think that everybody can agree that that problem is not going to be fixed by, a simple solution. It's going to be a drastic solution that nobody's happy with. And yeah, nobody wants to make the move. But yeah, that is exactly why it's split halfway down the middle. And I think, again, both sides have decent argumentation if they're making the argument from a good faith position. I would say that if you're making the argument that we need, more socialism or we need more socialist programs to give people more money because they're not getting it, well, now we got to talk about the causes as to why they're not getting it. That's not coming from a good faith interpretation. That's coming from we just need to give people more money because, money technically doesn't exist, which is kind of wrong. But I could see where that's coming from. And then the other side is like, we should give people no money because it'll always be mismanaged. It's like, okay, we can't do that either. That's just not how society works. So you can't get either of the extreme drastic ones and either of the extreme, drastic bad faith arguments, which is kind of, like I said, it's hard to measure, and you get lost in the loudest voices from either side. So I don't know. It's hard.
Enough to convince a right-wing audience that there's more to leftism than Reddit and butt sex. Now I have to convince them the wealth redistribution I advocate for isn't all going to Somalian welfare pirates. Thanks. That money should be spent on more important things like New Gaza. That's right.
Or, you know, like our crumbling
The
infrastructure.
World Economic
Please.
Forum and Jared Kushner are proud to present New Gaza. Yes,
Yay!
the demolition project
I'm
is
so
finally
glad that we're
complete,
giving
folks.
so
Time
much
to go
money to a
sleep,
foreign
Green, on the
country.
White Branch on top of the bodies of thousands of dead children. Hell is not hot enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hell is not hot enough. Anyway, because of all this fraud stuff, Tim Walz is stepping down, which is sad to see because he has to be one of my favorite characters in modern America lore. The first white male DEI hire, the last white dude for Kamala Harris, a dying breed. But hey, maybe this marks an official end to the Kamala Harris era, and we can move on and focus on rebuilding.
I'm not gonna lie, if they run Kamala Harris again, that will be such an unforced error. She's deeply, deeply unpopular.
Building the Democratic Party to something more.
Harris stepping toward another White House run.
No. We are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party is like an old friend addicted to heroin or something. You want to help them, you do everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid things and hurting themselves. But you just can't give up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better.
They came into the doctor's office saying, "Hey doctor, my dick hurts." So like, "Oh, what's happening?" "Well, I keep punching it every night." "Well, maybe you should stop that." And they say, "No, I like doing that." Okay. The worst part is I think most people are in the middle with we want to help each other. That's what I was saying. It's like most people want to agree that they're on the same team. Like they do. They want to be like, yeah, you know, my neighbor might disagree with the way in which we achieve that end result, but I believe my neighbor has my best interests at heart as I have my neighbor's best interests at heart. I think the internet's done an affirmative damage to that where most people don't want to believe that. In your opinion, America needs a third party? So I both agree and disagree with that. I think that it would be nice if we had more than just the two-party system in America, but since it is a constitutional republic, it's always going to devolve into a two-party system because of the way that we allocate finance and funds for political campaigns, right? And I mean, you can also go with like a little bit of a sociological take where most people, when they're presented with more than two choices, they kind of like go into decision paralysis, but that's neither here nor there. It's got everything to do with the fact of the way that our system is set up. And, you know, it's not perfect, but, you know, it's worked for 250 years so far. So with minor modulations, I honestly think that America needs to cut back on who's allowed to vote. Like, this is going to be a very controversial opinion, but I don't think that we should be voting so the original interpretation of voting for senators was not done by the public. Senators were originally voted for by the representatives in the House of Representatives. I think we should go back to that. I don't think senators should be directly represented by the people because senators are supposed to represent the state, not its people, where the House of Representatives is supposed to represent its people, not the state. And we lost that when we were allowing states to represent their own senators. The other thing is I think that we do need to go back to a time where not everybody can vote. And I'm not saying that like we should be discriminating based on any type of immutable characteristic. I think that there needs to be a litmus test for voting on how much you like actually contribute and try to work within the system. Because I don't think that everybody has the same stake in the system. And I don't know where that line should be drawn. Like, this is just like a real quick spitball by me, but we've tried universal suffrage in like the abstract and basically only 50% of the population votes anyway. So it's just like, well, you know, it's just at the point where if I were to vote in the American elections, I genuinely couldn't choose since I dislike both. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people who agree with that sentiment. And the problem with that is you kind of have to choose who's closest to your values. Like, yeah, it'd be great. Like, I know a lot of people wanted to vote for RFK, right? It'd be great to have been able to vote for RFK for president. However, there is no shot he's winning. Just period, no shot. So you have to align yourself with the closest political party that you can gravitate towards. Do I think that's, great? No. Do I think it's better than most systems? Yeah, because at least you're not being told that you have to just deal with this now. And of course, parliamentary systems have their own problems where you can start getting like a tyrannical majority in it where they just run the government. So no system is perfect, but at least, you know, in some parliaments, there are some affordances for lower parties. So, I mean, maybe we can take that, graft it onto our system, but I don't know how well that would work. I am not versed enough in constitutional law to be able to figure out whether or not that is a good fix.
You know deep down, they could be how they used to be. But it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them. Just forget them, it's not worth it. Come hang out with us instead. But those friends are on crack. Those friends are on crack cocaine. But this Minneapolis fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats.
Oh,
he's cooked. Forget about this.
He's cooked the shit.
An ICE officer just shot a woman in the face in Minneapolis.
You can hear the agents tell
Oh, this is going to be controversial. Uh-oh.
Approach the SUV. The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired.
By the way, she totally hit him with the
As I
car.
was writing
With
this
his
video,
police
an
cam, you
innocent
could see
woman
it hit
was picking
him.
her kids up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense.
Oh yeah, this all totally depends on from where your news sources are coming from.
Depends on how you look.
There would have to be a massive reshuffle, so it's not a good idea. People are adverse to change anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's not even that people are adverse to change. I think it's like you would have to rewrite parts of the way that the Constitution works, and you would have to like have a shit ton of amendments to the Constitution. He was kind of standing in the way. That was so he was standing in the way, but that's also kind of like, I don't know if that's police procedure or ICE procedure or what have you, but it's to dissuade them from going away because they're trying to detain her and trying to arrest her, right? So
Depends on how you voted, apparently. The way
it does. It depends totally on how you voted, how you see this.
This woman was not trying to hit him. She was not trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this. He should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse right now I'm seeing is just in
well, hindsight's 2020,
like
so
and it's easy for us to say in hindsight, you know, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him. This has been
well, she would also hit him. And you can hear and see that on his police cam that the car did hit him.
one of the most insane political Rorschach tests
Like,
I've ever seen in my life.
That's just a pure fact. It hit him.
It really all comes down to how you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police, they want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real unbiased conversation with those people. Because why the f should a protester respect ICE in the first place? And many, not all, conservatives tend to be complete and utter f***ing bootlickers. Completely unable to criticize anything the police do. ICE can do no wrong.
I can kind of agree with that.
Tread harder.
There are a lot of conservatives out there who err on the side of police like a little too much. I definitely think that's a legitimately good criticism of conservatives and Republicans.
Daddy real fast. This is extremely aggravating discourse, and you
I completely understand why he did it, but ICE has issues. And this is just an extension of people hating on them. Sure, ICE definitely does have issues. I think that there are a lot of things that they could have done better. But, like, in the same vein, they are a federal law enforcement body. They are just strictly on paper, on charter. They are a federal law enforcement body. Okay. Well, let's say that that is the case. Stop calling them illegitimate, because they're not. They are a legitimate law enforcement body. Just full stop. That's what it is. I mean, I'm not talking to you, of course. I'm talking at, like, people in the ether who would be doing that. And sure, ICE has issues, and it is an extension of people hating on them. But my question is are they hating on them because they disagree with what they're doing, like in the abstract, or are they hating on them because they lost the election? I think it's probably the latter, and they are expressing their distaste for what happened in the election through the protest of ICE. I basically am trying to make the claim, or I am making the claim, that what they are doing is misplaced aggression, or maybe particularly placed aggression to be upset about something that actually they're not protesting. There's a word for that, but I'm spacing on the word. I don't think that this is about ICE. I think this is about something bigger, that they lost the election. Because if you sit down and actually crunch the numbers, more than 50% of the country voted for this.
anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way and like can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are.
And there's all, sorry, I hate to interrupt, but there's also a lot of issues with the way that it's being presented too, because Minnesota has been a belligerent in the way that they have not been handing over criminals to ICE after they're being arrested by local law enforcement, which is a problem. If you have a hold on your immigration status and you are arrested by local law enforcement, you should be handed over to Customs and Immigration. They are not doing that in Minnesota, which is why ICE is there, which is a violation of just federal policy in general. So what do you do with a state that's not following federal policy, and they're like the only state that's not following federal policy? Technically, you should be invoking the Insurrection Act and sending in the Helldivers, but Trump has been soft-handing this for some unknown reason. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worst. I'm not qualified to make a claim on that.
All about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent protesters. I was a little more ACAB-y back then. I was a little more libbed the f*** out back then. But hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Long Island in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 4 years. The police are a taxpayer-funded HR department for structural violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. Yeah, we need more police. Police are good. Police are great. Give the police more guns. More guns. Give them more guns. Tanks.
Give her another decade, she's going to be sounding like me. Their methods are just downright disgusting. There have been so many incidents pertaining to overuse of force that I can't see how anyone can see what some of them have done and support it. Well, my question to you is where does the line of officer safety come into play? Because some of these people that they are arresting, actually a lot of these people that they are arresting have violent felonies that involve guns. They are armed. They are in places where they don't know what they're getting into or going into, right? So they're already scared for their own safety when they're going into a completely unknown environment. The whole, I'm a citizen, so I don't need ID, but I need ID so that ICE don't arrest me randomly is crazy. That's not true. When you're a citizen, you do need an ID. You need an ID for a lot of things, like buying alcohol, driving a car, existing. The first thing a police officer asks you when you're walking alone saying, do you have an ID? Or do you have an ID? You need some sort. In fact, there are federal IDs, or rather state IDs, that you can get that aren't driver's license that you are required to have on you for a lot of things. So that is an argument that is in error to begin with, because you do need an ID as a United States citizen, whether that is a social security number or a physical like state ID or driver's license. And if you can't be ID'd, you can be detained. You can argue that in court after the fact, but you are going to be detained if you do not show ID. You don't need proof that you are a U.S. citizen. You do if the officer is asking you, because then they can use that as a justification to detain you. There are a lot of different, regulations surrounding that. Yeah, you don't need ID on you, but you need to be able to prove that you're a United States citizen. Like, you need to be able to be like, yeah, I'm a United States citizen. So once you are detained and arrested, then you can, in the detainment room, they'll identify you as a United States citizen or not. You can walk around with it without an ID, and if you're doing nothing wrong, the chances of you being, arrested or anything is very low. But if you are doing something that is a citable or something that reaches to the bar of being able to ask a question or detain somebody, they can do that. You can't simply be stopped and arrested because you don't have ID. So again, you can't simply, you're walking down the street, you're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, they can't do that. That's 100% true. And that, to my knowledge, they're not doing that. But if you're walking down the street in all black at night with no lights around, and a police officer sees you, with your hood up, walking around, okay, now you can start asking, what are you doing here? You were looking like you're, you know, skulking around, stalking a place. Maybe you're going to be, you know, looking to rob somewhere because you're acting in a way that is not normative behavior. And then when they, you know, detain you or they ask you, do you have an ID? And you say, I'm not going to show you my ID, they can detain you for that. And I don't even think that ICE is not even like randomly arresting people to begin with. They're targeted arrest warrants. Like they know who they're going after and they know who's there. And then anybody else who's caught up in like, you know, whatever raid they're doing, they'll arrest them too because they're protecting a fugitive. This is pertaining to ICE and undocumented immigration, not traditional policing. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but ICE are federal law enforcement entities, which means that they are effectively, in a way, police officers. So I guess to get, you know, directly back to it is ICE is not stopping people randomly just to see their IDs. ICE knows who they're there to get. And then when they go in and try to get them, they'll find more people in the area and then they will ID them. And you can argue all you want whether or not they should have to ID somebody living in an area with a felon or with somebody who is being served a warrant. You can argue the ethicality or the morality of that all you want. But as far as I'm aware, it would be standard police procedure to try to identify the people who are there. And if they cannot provide proof of U.S. citizenship, then they are also going to be deported. Because it is illegal to be in this country if you have not immigrated here illegally. So I mean, like that's just like my, you know, spitball. I think that's more than fair.
Tanks even. My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right, and we can't just
peaceably assembling as yes.
Domestic terrorists. That is
that's correct. Protesters are not domestic terrorists.
That, I promise you will come back to bite you in the ass. So good luck in 2028 when President Newsom knocks you up. Whoa, knocks you up. Whoa, what's going on here?
President Newsom is a very, very bold prediction.
2028 when President Newsom locks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization or whatever the f it is Democrats do. What do they do?
That's a bold prediction for the future.
I don't know. I left this joke blank. Something pronouns. Like, God forbid the state ever turns me into Swiss cheese and the president's like, she was a radical leftist lunatic. The people called her Commie Mommy. Can you believe that, folks? Commie Mommy. Sad. And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it. And then when people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's not okay. If you're mocking or celebrating that person dying, like anybody who's dying is not, you shouldn't be mocking them. 'Tis all opinion. I need to go to sleep now, so I'll see you next stream. Yeah, okay, I'll see you next stream. I'll probably be doing Trench Tales tonight, and what you could do, I might put it on YouTube as its own video, so just keep an eye out for that one, okay? Because I know that I think that you voted for Trench Tales, and it's a 50-50 split, so I'm going to get to both of them eventually, but I'm going to do Trench Tales tonight. You know, actually, maybe I could just... I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it tonight so you have it something to watch later tomorrow. All right, have a good one.
They were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we got one of your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just going to keep killing each other back
At least
and
I'm pretty
forth?
sure
Is
you're the
what
one who
this is
voted
now?
for
Like
that,
some kind of
because
civil
I know what
war?
Nova's
Who gets
choices
me in a
are.
natural divorce? Hell yeah, 2 Christmases. Like, you agreed with me when I was upset about the reactions people had about Charlie Kirk, and then you're over here like, boo-hoo, she was a stupid libtard. Honestly, some of you just don't have morals. You have, like, temporary weapons you can use.
You voted for OTK? Oh my god, Nova, you baited me. All right, well, we'll see about doing that one tonight then, or we'll do something tonight. You know what? We'll figure it out. So yeah, have a good one.
Like, when you have the chance. You and all the people who mock Charlie Kirk are all going in the pit, and you can come out when you learn how to
That's
be
the third time I've been wrong tonight.
A lot of
Blatantly.
focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important, and like, we're not doing that. It's kind of interesting that the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but like, apparently hasn't made any like real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration.
True.
Dragging Jose at a Home Depot might work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right?
You would be wrong.
Palantir, the
I am.
company named
Yep.
after the evil
No.
crystal ball in Lord of the Rings, right, is apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dossier on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a
That's a
private
little
Silicon Valley tech
standard
company's
military
algorithm
procedure, though.
deciding who gets disappeared. Every single surveillance tool starts by simply
Again, they're not
detecting
getting
us. It's
disappeared,
only
they're
gonna
getting
affect the
deported.
baddies. But who are the baddies? Today it's illegal immigrants, tomorrow it's furries, next week it's people who are into feet, and before you know
I can
it,
agree
it's
that this could
fans
be a
of VTubers.
slippery slope.
You know, on second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing
Damn.
border security, something
She
every
got
developed
us.
country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't. Build a wall? Hitler. Deport illegal immigrants? Hitler. Just kick out the criminal ones at least? Hitler. Like, there's no other option besides open borders that is acceptable to some people, and I don't get that.
That's
What I
another
do
problem
get,
that a lot of
however,
people have been
is
having,
that
where it's
people
just
don't
like,
wanna
come on,
live
man.
under a Palantir police state where people can't even film ICE agents without getting put on some kind of f***ing list. I feel like there has to be some kind of normal, sane option besides total free-for-all globo homo versus Peter Thiel nightmare tech bro dystopia. Like, how is it not possible to just, like, be normal, be normal, be normal, be normal. But hey, it's cool the DHS created a portal where you can see all the people they have been deporting. One guy was deported back to Yugoslavia.
Aggravated assault with a gun. Robbery. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good that we deported him.
Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. We
No, you probably deported him back to where he came from in the old Yugoslavia.
sent that motherfucker back in time. Listen, what happened to Renee Good
To be
was
fair.
a tragedy. It was terrible.
It was.
But hopefully nothing like this ever happens again.
It was a preventable tragedy, but a tragedy nonetheless.
And another person was shot by ICE in Minneapolis.
According to a preliminary Department of Homeland Security report, 2 Border Patrol agents discharged their weapons.
And again, we live in a future in which we are, I believe, sure that he was armed when he was being detained. Whether or not the gun went off as a misfire might be up for speculation and debate, but he had it on him when he was being detained. The TLDR and lesson that you should be walking away from is when federal agents are detaining you, you peaceably let them detain you and fight it in the courts. And you should not be armed if you are protesting.
Here in graphic cell phone video captured by eyewitnesses. 10 shots fired off in total in just seconds. Preddy pronounced dead on the scene.
To be absolutely clear, stuff is still coming out about this as I am filming.
Yep.
Literally, as I am filming, this happened. You know, there's no body cam footage yet, so I could be totally wrong. Totally possible, totally possible. However, first impressions of watching the video at multiple angles, multiple times. Yeah,
Rarely are first impressions correct, by the way.
I think they just fucking murdered that guy. It looks like they took his gun and then shot him. Like 10 officers come over to him, wrestle him to the ground, the agent disarms him, take his gun, they yell gun, 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 and then they shoot him several times in the back. More information can come out, but the compulsive bootlicking I have been seeing has been fucking insane.
Why
Sure.
does a nurse feel compelled to go confront ICE armed with a 9mm handgun? Only one
And we are again getting more information about this guy, and nurse is a very strong word for him.
person could have prevented this from happening, and it's Alex Preddy.
Yeah, who goes to a protest and brings a gun? Look, if the government can take a firearm from you and then kill you.
Again, that's not entirely correct. He didn't go to a protest with a gun. He went to protect a building, protect somebody's stuff, somebody's property, in a place that was a riot where they were burning down people's buildings. He was not a protester or a rioter. That is disingenuous, extremely disingenuous, and you know it. You're smarter than that.
because you had a firearm, then nobody actually has a right to own a firearm. If that is how it works, then there's actually no such thing as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist. I feel like some people genuinely just forget that police are just people. ICE officers are just
Yes, they
people.
are.
They're literally just people who work for the government like anyone else. They're DMV employees with guns. They can be stupid. They can be bad. They can
They're more like IRS agents, except for immigration, not taxes.
make mistakes. Like, I don't know what it is about some people. Like, once someone has a badge, it's like that person is just a perfect angel and cannot be criticized at all. You're
True.
telling me all I have to do to get you fucking people to listen to me is to dress like this? All right, fair enough. Stop
I think there'd be a lot of people who would listen to that. That's the bad thing.
gooning. None of this would have happened if ICE agents were being trained better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training. And if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were
Sure, but again, the people who have been caught up in this have had a decade's worth of experience on ICE. I can't fault you for the one that just happened of time of recording, but the guy who was nearly ran over had 8 years of experience on ICE's, payroll. Like, actually an ICE officer. So that's, again, blatantly wrong,
doing this in a
factually at
safe
least.
and more effective way instead of just egging on a fucking jihad against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to round up pedophiles and fraudsters, I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately, we'll never fucking get to see it. I'm trying to make this video somewhat funny and entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie,
Sure.
this is really bleak. Is America
It is.
okay? Can we please go one
No.
single day without living through a major historical event, please? And a bunch of new Epstein files just dropped.
Boom.
Great.
I paused it because I
We're
thought I was going to have to say
Iran
something.
soon, aren't we? Where was I? This just says Mr. Beast tendies.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying. Honestly,
Huh?
can't tell the difference. What the heck?
I will not live in a pod. I will not eat the Antichrist lab-grown chicken tendies. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I am not on my Vyvanse today, folks. I forgot to take my normal pills. It wasn't long before the race hustlers took advantage of the terrible Renee Good situation
Oh,
in
yeah.
Minneapolis.
I remember
Say Her
that.
Name is a movement started by Black women for Black women specifically, and it's not appropriate
Yeah.
to use in regards to Renee Good.
She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be Say Her Name. Say Her Name is reserved for Black women. This is not for any
Yeah.
other race. Simple as that.
Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women.
Say Her Name is
Okay.
It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why
do you think? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know why. That's called white guilt, honey. That's the white guilt you're feeling. It's amazing. You could literally be killed by the state for the cause. And these fucking people will still disgrace you for the curse of being born Caucasian.
I don't understand why people are like that.
This is very woke 1.0. I thought it was dark woke time.
Somebody forgetting Renee Good. She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
That's pretty racist of you to say, my friend.
She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve.
Oh, wow.
Race traitor.
Wow.
And this type of psychotic rhetoric seems to be
That is
working,
psychotic.
because,
That's a
70%
good
of
word
the
for it,
videos
is
I see of
psychotic.
People, like, trying to disrupt ICE has been white women. White women literally throwing themselves at armed officers like lemmings off a fucking cliff for street tacos. What the hell is going on with white women? Who will save the white race?
Oh, no.
Ah, yes, Hitler's strongest soldiers.
No.
A Mexican, a Dominican, a black guy, and a Looksmaxer.
That Looksmaxer is none other than Clavicular. Clavicular is a Gen Z influencer.
Hey, you got a little
live
bit in
streamer
trouble
who got his
lately, I
start
thought,
within
right?
the niche red pill communities, and has recently blown up to mainstream popularity, especially in right-wing circles.
I've
His
never
main
watched
claim to
anything
fame
from
is
him, so I don't know.
Looksmaxing, for those of you who are employed, is...
Looksmaxing is a term for aggressively maximizing one's physical attractiveness through routines like skincare, facial exercises, mewing, fitness, and sometimes extreme cosmetic procedures. Originating in online incel forums, but popularized on TikTok, focusing on
Yeah,
enhancing
I
features
definitely
like
don't-
jawline and bone structure.
I don't think any of that actually works, and I think that that's a little odd.
It's interesting to see men adopting the insane beauty rituals that women have been doing for decades. But now that a man is doing it, it's seen as psychopathic or gay. A woman will literally spend
Well, I didn't say
thousands of
that.
dollars
I
on
just said
hair,
odd.
makeup, skincare, peptides, plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, red light therapy, moon water, and we just call her Stacey. But a man does it and we call him Patrick Bateman. A woman reshapes her entire face with makeup? Normal. A man reshapes his jawline with makeup? Gay. A woman wears a push-up bra to make her tits look bigger? Empowering. A man shoves socks in his shoes to make himself taller? A liar. A woman
I
gets
didn't
lip
even
filler?
know that was a
Typical.
thing.
A man smashes his face with a hammer to make his jaw swell up? Okay, yeah,
That's a little, yeah,
One
that's,
of the look-maxing tips some young men are apparently doing is called
no,
bone
don't do that.
smashing.
No,
They take
don't
a
do
hard
that.
Object, usually a hammer, and
Oh,
smash the
God,
bone
why
in
would
their
you
face
do
to make
that?
their face temporarily swell up and allegedly give them that Chad jaw.
No.
Honestly, don't knock it till you try it. Here we go. Perfect. So that concludes this episode
God.
of the Hell World Report. If you liked it, please subscribe and consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel and I appreciate it so much. If you don't want to do that, you can also put a little tip down in the tip jar somewhere.
Well, if I
here
could, I
somewhere.
would, but I
feel like
can't.
A barista. Yeah, it's just gonna ask you
Unfortunately.
something on the screen down there. If you have some stories you want me to cover in the next Hell World Report, be sure to send them to me on Twitter at ShoeOnHead. I will give you a little shout out if I wind up using the story in the next episode. Okay, and I will see you guys with a
Huge.
new fun slop video. I keep promising a slop video.
Give me
and then
slop!
Terrible things keep happening.
Give
I'm
me
sorry.
slop!
Next video is a slop video. I promise.
Stop yapping, give me slop! Okay. Well, that was fun. We kind of got a little, held up there, but I think that was a pretty good conversation, quite honestly, all things considered. I've already been at this for an hour and 30. I think it's game time. I think what I'm going to do for these other two is I'm probably going to react to them off stream, which is fine. But I really kind of want to get to some games, and it's my stream, so I'm going to choose that we're going to get to some games. I think we're going to do some Trench Tales. Just because I've got that all ready to go. And then we're going to go ahead and get to... We'll go one turn kill. Probably next stream. Or maybe even I'll do a stream on Wednesday and just do one turn kill. We'll see how that goes. Alright, Trench Tales. Let's see how this goes. I don't know if I can use controller. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit more. This is a little loud for me. It is time for Trench Tales. Tell me if the volume is too loud or too high. Damage to enemies high. I mean, I guess this is... That's what its standard is, so I guess we'll play. Oh, I accidentally hit gameplay instead of continue. Let's go continue. Wait, continue? I didn't even start a game. I guess it is early access, so maybe there's just a state that it's in. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Spacebar is... Oh, there's a crouch? Okay. Okay. I think we figured it out. I need to turn this down a little bit. This moves a little fast. Let's go with 0.7. Alright, that's perfect. It's actually moving around pretty solidly. I remember some of the reviews for this game were a little mixed when it had first come out. But right now it's actually okay. Let's keep our rifle out. I think that's... Can I zoom in? No, but I can change... That's nice to be able to change directionality. Oh. Okay. 2 is my melee weapon. I'm sliding across the ground a little bit. I think it's okay, but what combat is going to sound like. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. What's up here? I can't get up there. So this is apparently made by one guy. Okay, control. Oh, this does have gamepad support. Well, I'll bust my controller out later. We'll see how this goes with mouse and keyboard for a little bit. Whee! I am covered in mud. Ugh. Q is kick. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we love to see it. I'm gonna kick the milk jugs. All right. Flashlight is L. Okay. Eventually we'll get to combat. Press F to interact. Oh. Hey, ammo. We like ammo. Oh, I didn't have any ammo for this? Oh, that would have been really bad. Let's see. Do I need to reload this too? Where's my ammunition counter? Do I not have an ammunition counter? Doesn't look like I have an ammunition counter. Yum yum. No, this would be bad. Turn our light off. Oh yeah, oh, we'll just charge bravely into no man's land. That sounds like a great idea, right? Should probably get across this fast. Press enter to show controls. Oh yeah, I'm not watching all of that. Or reading all of that. I'll read all of that in a little bit. If I start being confused. I do like how rolling puts you into a crouch animation. Oh, is there something? Oh, there's somebody over there. Can I shoot him? Like I don't have a red reticle. Let's see. We got him. I'm really not liking the box magazine on World War I. They didn't really have box magazines as far as I recall, but this could be a World War I, World War II kind of mix and amalgamation. Well, let's see. And before this would have been a friendly NPC and I just murdered a friendly NPC. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be about my luck. Where do I go? Right here? No. I'm already lost. Ah, right there. Okay. Destructible environments. Got it. Here's something. What's up here? Anything up here? Anything of interest? Can I get out of bounds? I'm out of bounds. Am I actually out of bounds? Or am I in bounds and just not? I'm a little worried that I might be out of bounds, and if I keep going out of bounds like that, then it just has an instant kill plane. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna follow where the game is telling us to follow. Nothing behind. I don't see anybody. That would be a moment of, I don't see anybody, immediately starts getting shot to pieces. I don't think I'm supposed to be over here again. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. This looks like a boss arena. What's this say? So, oh, shrines. Save. Okay. I like how the shrine is literally a bullet. Ritual donation, 100 ash. R skill slot? Sure. Do I have 100? I don't have 100. Is that my ash? I don't have 100 anything. I don't have any grenades either. What about this? Sure. Weapon modes. Or modules, sorry. Okay. Is there one right here? No? Okay, let's check inventory. I don't think I have... Oh, there they be right there. Okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. Okay. Well, I'm sure I don't have anything. Can I save here? Ritual donation? I don't have ash. Okay. Oh, it does open. 10 out of 10 game. Privy's open. Ooh, I got 10 shotgun shells. What's this? Movement. Spacebar mantles. Okay. Whee! Oh, wait, no. Okay, I have to hold it. Got it. Nothing over here. Nothing over there. I guess they want me to mantle this. Yeah. What's over here? Probably nothing, right? I'm going to assume that it's nothing. Interesting. I'm going to bet if I step on the fire, I take damage. So I'm not going to do that. What the hell am I doing? Whee! Oh, I have stamina at the bottom. Okay, I see, I see, I see. Wonder what bosses in this game are going to be like. If there are any. Like I said, this is developed by like one guy, so... Like literally the trailer on Steam. Oh, hello. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Okay, what does R do? Nothing. Got him. That could have gone worse. That could have gone better. How much ammo do I have? Is it in my inventory? Equipment? Weapons? Ammunition? It doesn't say. Okay. No idea. Ooh, give me that. Give me that. They dropped stuff. I thought they dropped stuff. Did I not make it in enough time? That's not good. I took a little bit of damage. Is there any way to heal? Is the real question. I'm not liking this fog. Oh, something loaded in. I could tell. There. I wish I could zoom in. Oh, shit. Okay. I saw him over there, so... Wait, did I see him over there? Where are you? Is that him? No? Ah, that's him right there. Why is it saying that? think I shot him. I have no idea how much ammo. Yep, that was him. That was him. Hey, buddy. Can you stop popping up? I think I got him. I did. Give me this. Thank you. That was not smart of me to just jump here. I did shoot him. That's pretty good. The aiming in this game is a little awkward, but like I would think in a way that's pretty good. I don't know if I don't know if I want to just go through the forest. That sounds like a terrible idea. Something loaded in. Hashtag Unreal Engine. Game status. Statuses are shown on the right side of the screen. These can be positive or negative. For example, entering deep water reduces the character's speed. I see. Okay, this would be terrifying. Crawling trenches. I would hate this. Oh, I would very much hate this. Oh, but there's a shrine right here. Okay. I still don't have enough to do an ash donation. I wonder if it just saves immediately here. Don't know. Oh, there's my ammo at the bottom right. Okay. I might be a bit of an idiot. Give me that. All right, what does this say? Heavy weapons. Okay. Where is the heavy weapon at? Interaction. Okay. Why is it telling me that there's a heavy weapon interaction here when I don't see a heavy weapon interaction? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's see what this does. Oh, I need to use WASD for that. That's fun. I have not hit this guy standing up. Well, I just did, but this thing is inaccurate as hell. Fun, but inaccurate as hell. Okay. I'm hoping that's saved right there. I need to figure out how to get my HP back. You know, honestly, what does this do? What does radio do? Wait, what does missions do? Missions. Quest time. Quest name. Objective journal. I have, so contracts, missions, radio. That's going to be probably incredibly difficult for me to figure out. It looks like a puzzle. My brain is not tooled for puzzles. Non-combat puzzles, at least. What's over here? This is behind the shrine. Let's see if there's anything behind the shrine. There is. Well, there's a little blue thing over there. That goes up and around. We don't want to go up and around. We want to go this way. What's this do? Map. Okay, map fast travel. Use the map to navigate the world. Travel between discovered soldier shrines. You got it. There's a soldier shrine right here, like literally right next to each other. Okay. I see. Interesting. I don't want to go that way. Do I want to go that way? I don't want to go that way. Another shoulder. I am gonna say that 10 times fast. Soldier shrine. I'm gonna be messing that shit up. What the hell? Okay. Well, what's that? Oh, that looks like a boss. This looks like a boss. I don't like this. Thing looks angry. What do you want? Officer shrine discovered. Okay. New ashen ring found. Okay. Bayonet. Got it. Oh. Well, I don't know what else. Enemy will attack in 4 seconds. Uh-oh. Nope. I don't know if the game pauses. Am I supposed to use the bayonet? I think the game did pause. Where's my mouse? My mouse has disappeared. My mouse has still disappeared. Okay. Oh, hello. Got him. The melee is a little clunky. But doable. What am I finishing here? That was a little clunky. Okay, let's see if... My mouse has disappeared. There we go. We got it. I just had to Alt-Tab. Okay, I got Alt-Tab again. It's having a rough time figuring it out. Oh, okay. My mouse is here. It's just, Wait, did I get another part over here? Mark 1. Let's go with the Mark 2 long. Make longer shots. There we go. Did it not? I can't tell. It is. It's okay. This is on. It's on. Okay. Early access, by the way. Alright, so... Wait. Now I have a bayonet. How do I use it? F? Oh. Oh, it's R. R is not working. Okay, it's E. It's actually E. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. Wonder, does this... Okay. Does a little bit of a charge. How are we doing on... There's more ways to go back from this shrine? We're gonna figure it out. It says there's a lot of ways to go here. Okay, that is not a way to go. I mean, it looks like there's ways to go from this. Oh, maybe that's just topical or topographic rocks. That's probably what it is. I don't want to put that on the map. Okay. Yeah. I guess we kind of have to go over here. I think. I don't know. I'm lost. Oh. I'm getting stuck on something. I don't like the fact that I'm stuck. Is there another one? Oh, those will blow up. Pretty sure. Oh god! Oh, hello. Was not ready for that. He's in there. Did I get him? I think I blew him up. Nope. He's right there. You know what? Oh, Jesus. Where? Hey, buddy. Press V to heal. Okay, we'll press V to heal. Okay, okay. Press V to heal. How many do I have of those? Don't know. There's a wall right here, right? It's saying that there's a wall, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm missing him. Got him. Ooh. That was a bit rough. Yeah, I blew this guy up in here. It says that there's something real close over here. That was pretty rough. Wait, actually, wait. How much healing do I have? Where do I find how much healing do I have? It's down on the right? Down on the left? I don't see it. What's this? Difficulty settings. Yeah, I'm probably not going to change the difficulty settings. I think it's okay for now. Or open up. Oh god, no. Don't make me. Oh god, this would be terrifying. Shit, that's why. I need to take this elongated barrel off. I'm so glad I pulled that out. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, jeez. What? Where am I getting shot from? Where did I get shot from? Behind the door? Oh, Jesus. No. Up there? No. I don't know where I just got shot from. I don't like that. Well, I definitely got shot and something was on my map. Maybe I was getting hit by something in a melee? Oh, whatever it is, I think it's gone now. And we'll move along. How many heals do I have? That's not what I want. Does it say? My mouse is back. It doesn't say... Yep, it doesn't say. Nice. Oh. Hello. Hi.
It seems you are
oh,
new
we got
here.
voice acting.
I am a representative of the Church of the Grey Ashes, suppliers of the most exceptional weapons in the land.
We like that. What do you got for me? Tell me about this place.
The realm of Verdun is a world plagued by endless conflict. Great lords,
You don't say.
each seeking power and control, wage war upon one another, leaving the land and its people torn asunder.
You don't say.
The mighty armies clash, steel ringing against steel as they vie for dominance. In this world, there is no peace, no respite from the violence and bloodshed.
Sounds about right.
Amidst the chaos, The Church of the Grey Ashes stands as a beacon of neutrality. We are shrouded in discipline and silence, and we provide weapons to all sides of the conflict.
Oh, so you're Halliburton.
Philosophy of
Got it.
impartiality. How our weapons are obtained is not discussed, but the great lords of Verdun all seek our services, for the Church holds the power to tip the balance of war.
Yeah,
Yet
yeah.
even the Church is not immune to the violence of this world, for our trade is carried out in the ashes of the very battles we equip. Amidst the endless war,
This reminds me of like a sci-fi original movie that I watched.
stands as a reminder.
I forgot what it was called, but it was like there was a point of divergence at World War I where mutants started invading the Earth from outer space, and there were like 5 different major factions representing each like sphere of influence and power, and like 5 people from each of these armies had to come together to kill the mutants or something. It was a terrible movie, but
Good soldier, have
it reminds me of it.
ashes from the battlefield for trade? The Church of the Grey Ashes accepts the ash.
Sure. Tell me about your church.
Philosophy of neutrality
Okay.
compels us to provide arms to all factions, drawn into
Do
the
you seek new
endless
weapons?
war.
Sure. Wait, where are we positioned?
We are on the western flank.
Okay.
We are
Thank
on
you.
the western flank.
You said that
along
twice.
the
Oh, okay,
second
there it is.
defense line, held by loyalist forces. During a night attack, the first line was damaged.
Yeah.
But the rebels were driven back. The fortification
The
line
damn rebels.
passes through the remains of an old village, now under loyalist control.
Awesome. All right, what do we got for sale, brother? Ooh, we got armor, a rucksack, a cape. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Ammo, 857 millimeter long, grenades, 12 gauge shotguns, weapons, C1911. Okay, yeah, we like that. We like that. Well, we're a little of what you would call poor as shit, so we're not gonna buy anything just yet. But thank you for letting me know that you're here. So a shrine crafted by offer the ashes of the battlefield and beseech those enigmatic deities for their favor. Anticipating a divine exchange, the shrine stands as a solemn testament to the soldier's reverence, a sacred space where soldiers' blessings from the gods of war. I feel like they're missing a verb there, but that's okay. I feel as if I may run into somewhat a bit of an ambush. 'Cause that looks like an ambush area right there. I think I need to switch out my muzzle, because this muzzle sucks. Give me the Mark 1 regular, because the Mark 1 long took way too long to aim. Oh, I need to turn my light off. Wonder if I can cross that river. Oh, this fog's a little disconcerting. I can't see shit. No, I'm goopy now. Okay, we're good. We're good. I don't like that. That looks like that was coming down on me. That is coming down on me. Why did it home to where I was? Brother, no. I was... Okay. Where is it coming at from? Oh, it was gonna land right there. I see. Okay, thank you. Oh shit. Good thing I didn't vault into there. I really wish I could aim in. Yeah. Can I vault in now? Can you... I know I can vault in. Okay, it's not letting me. Oh, there's a guy over there. How did he not die from that? It's gonna land on me. Oh! Give me that. Thank you. I feel like there was a guy that was shooting me from over there. I don't know. There's that guy right there. Hey, buddy. Oh, it's... You're the one who's fucking me up. He looks like he just tripped over... He just tripped over the, That's coming down right on top of me. Thank God the explosion radius isn't that big. He just tripped over the mortar system right there. That was pretty funny. Where would the fun be if it didn't home into you? I know, exactly, right? Alright, well, since the mortar system's taken out, let's go see if we can't find that asshole that was shooting at me from the side over here. Right there. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, he shot me to pieces. Oh, that hurt. Heal. Thank you. Oh, I double healed. Uh-oh. That was rough. This will probably lead me behind him. Something shot at me, but from where? Heard it in my left ear. Okay. Give me this ammo. Thank you. I'm gonna real quickly... Oh, there he is. Yep. Hi, buddy. I double tapped him. I wasn't sure. Give me that. Fuck! Where did you come from? He's up on that hill. I know he's up there. Where are you at? Do I really want to fight him? Is it necessary? I think I'm gonna leave well enough alone for that one. He can stay there. As long as he stays there. That's your hill, brother. I don't want your hill. Let's see. Yep, I figured. Yep. I was about to say, I was like, I'm gonna get my head shot off if I stand up here. Only I had a granada. He doesn't know. I think he knows. He seems like he knows. Bro, how did you not die? I shot him like 3 times in the head, right? I did, okay. Gimme. Let me up. It won't let me up. I like how there was a... Oh, good. There's a shrine right here. Okay. I'm loving how there was a mortar that came in on me. From where? Nobody knows. I don't see one in the air. Okay, cool. Okay. That was a little rough. Oh, hello. Fuck. Oh, behind? Where the hell did you come from? Where the hey? Okay. I died. Load recent. Okay. So now we'll see how death works. Okay, cool. It literally is... Do I have my body? Oh, hello. Bro. Yep, okay, so I do get my body. Thank you. I have no idea where that guy came from behind, by the way. Oh my god. There's a lot of them here. I am hitting an invisible wall. You love to see it. No, 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 no. Really? Okay. Oh my god, brother. Fuck. Oh! Need to reload. Can't reload. Reposition. Good shot. Fuck, I have to reload again. I wish there was a little bit more of a bolt action going on, because I'm obviously using a bolt action gun and it is... Can I take your gun? No? Okay. And the bolt action is not in fact bolt actioning, but again, single developer. Brother, you were the one that was screwing with me. Really? You got that off? That's so sad. I don't know what buff I have going, but it's a, I hit him with the shovel, and I think I liked hitting him with the shovel. Maybe a little too much. Okay, so... hang on, I've lost where... Okay, so that was where... This is where I just was. Okay, 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 I see. Yeah, because this is the shrine, but it's below. Okay, okay, okay. I think we're in a good spot right now. Let's see. I want to get up there. How do I get up there? Is it this way? I think it's this way. I think it's this way. Am I just supposed to climb over the rubble? I think so. I like how it's kind of an open map, but with like some directionality to it, because I think this is just all open. I think you can just run wherever the hell you want to run. Oh, shrine. Another shrine. This is like Dark Souls 3 bonfires right now. They're just tripping over them. Soldier shrine discovered. Yeah. That's a big guy. Hey, You okay there, brother?
Must fight. Dying must no honor. Help me, soldier. The enemy is near. You must fight.
Okay, sure. I might be a little worried about that, but we'll see. Am I worried about that? I don't know. I think I might be a little worried about that. Enemy is near, but where? But where? Wave 1, 3 enemies. Okay. Oh, okay. Outside, right there. Gotcha. There he is. Oh, bastard. Got him. Oh, there's the other two. Okay. Bruh. You can't see me. Is he flanking? I'd be flanking if I were him. We're gonna heal. Go down. Go down. You just took a full clip. There he is. Let's say that guy looked like he was about to throw a grenade. Enemies will attack in 20 seconds. I see. I think that those gauges up there are occupation gauges, right? Where the hell am I getting my ass shot off from? No, I don't wanna have to deal with more mortars. Please. I don't want mortars. Control point captured. We did it. I think. Talk to prisoner again. Okay. Hey, buddy. How'd it work? They may come back, but at least let's talk now. I will die soon. My time is running out. Who are you? 12th Deep Reconnaissance, Strike Brigade Combat Team. That was a lot of words. Sergeant, we are tasked with a mission to gather intel about this damned family drama. Make maps of supply routes. Ambush. We're going to jump in the middle of the night. Everybody killed. Yeah, everybody was killed except me and the topographer. Tell me about your mission. Lord ain't at war, just nosing around, about the squabble between neighbors. I don't know much, but you ought to ask the map lady. She's got the details. Bruh. 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 I guess the 4 enemies didn't despawn, huh? Okay. Well, that sucked. Oh, he's still alive. Okay. I wonder how many of these I have. Is it just infinite healing? I wonder. It might be. That scared the hell out of me. Okay, tell me about the other prisoners. Map lady's topographer. She's some high-rank officer. Don't know much. I was supposed to protect her, but I messed up. She needs to be found, dead or alive. Keep her to keep her quiet. Okay, last I heard from the guards, they got her an old farm. It's south. You'll need to cross a bridge. Look for a pathway behind the shrine. I will help you. Hope you get plenty of ashes from your enemies. Please. You got it, brother. Okay, so now we know they do not despawn when they are when you are on mission. So you have to hunt the 4 of them, or hunt all of the rest of the ones down that are in the wave. Okay. South. He said south. So where is this path south? It must be this way. Maybe? Okay, it's over there. All right. Well, where do I get down from? Here? That's not... Can I... Okay. Where the hell did I get shot at from that stupid mortar? I hear it screaming in. Oh, I thought I did. It must be this way. No, that's not the way. Oh, not that way either. Maybe this way? Oh, nope. It's barbed wired off this way. Okay. We will find it. Might take a little bit, but we'll find it. I don't want to just jump down, but I think that's like... I think that's the most expedient way. I'm just going to jump down. What's the worst that could happen, right? Whee! Perfect. Well, that looks interesting over there. Ooh, there's a shrine over here. Okay, what does a ritual donation do? Oh, it just unlocks stuff. Okay. So what did I find? Found a new coat. First sergeant? Oh. Ammunition, stamina. Stamina. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll wear this one. Okay. Well, it's telling me to kind of go... Oops. Telling me to kind of go that... Oh, hello. Hey, buddy. Oh. Interesting that I'm getting crashed in by these guys. Okay. Just came out of... Did I just accidentally shoot somebody who had a grenade prepped? I think I just shot somebody who had a grenade prepped. Okay, I'll take it. Where were they going? No clue. But we'll find out. Oh, another trench. Oh, man. Oh. Nothing. Okay. Well, led nowhere. I think we're just gonna run directly to the farm. Let's see what happens if we do that. A little worried about that, but... Oh, there's a ye old corpse pile. We love to see that. Alright, well, I lied. We cannot run directly to the farm. That's right, he said something about a bridge. So we'll see if we can't find us a bridge. I am not liking the... I'm not liking my odds here of getting around here with nobody shooting at me, yep. Kill him. I think that's one down. Nope, he's not down. To reload. I think he's down now. 3. I think this only has... Wait, this has 5 bullets, yeah. Oh, I only have 3 ammo left. Uh-oh. I'm out of ammo. That's not good. We do not like that. Okay, we got some ammo. Wait, what? Oh! Was I just dropping ammunition boxes like no one's business? I think I was dropping ammo. That's not good. I was just dropping ammo. Ooh, that's a big yikes. That's what I get for not paying attention, huh? Well, I guess waste not want, alright. Is that a guy over there? Can't tell. I should probably, you know, I should go back to the shop man and see if I can get me a better weapon. Okay. Yeah, fair. Ow, not fair. Okay. Sadly, I have to use this. Ow, you bastard. I can't see him past the fog, and I'm trying to be judicious about my ammo usage. I think I hit him. Okay. We have to do this. Boom. And we gotta rush him. I think we got him. Oh, that's a mortar emplacement right here. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, good. We got 5 ammo for that. Perfect. Less than I'd like. More than I had. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this cartographer, or sorry, was it cartographer? Forgot what word he used for it, but we'll get to them and we'll see what's going on. I think we'll call it after that. Oh, great. I don't want to run across an empty field. Oh, Jesus. Okay, of course I'm getting hit by mortars. Oh, and fucking that guy. Oh boy, this is... I've gotten into the shit now. I have to run. Oh, I gotta run, I gotta make the run. Ow. Oh my. I'm out of ammo. Oh, this is so bad. Okay. We're good. They can't get me. Except they probably... Oh, God. Oh! Heal, buddy, heal. I don't know how many heals I have. Okay, nope. I don't know how I've survived for so long. Hey. Okay, we're actually somehow making it. On low ammo. Okay, we got him. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, hello. Man, I would hate to run through this again. Hello. Yeah, I might need a little work. I am out of ammo with my pistol. You're kidding. What is that? Is that a flare? I think that's a flare. Where are you? Okay. They are running behind me. From behind me. Okay. Oh my god, dude. This is rough. Okay, he's down. Where are they all coming from? Okay, okay, okay. Please give me this ammo. I need this so badly. Okay. Okay. Moment to breathe. I thought I had a moment to breathe. Guess I did not. Now do I? Will you give me a moment to breathe now? I want that ammo, thank God. I don't hear a moment to breathe. I hear more people walking around. I don't want to go under here. Maybe it's the pole? It's a radio tower. Oh. Yeah, it's the radio tower that's calling something. I don't know what to do about that. We're just gonna let that go. And we are gonna go underneath the ground now. See what's down here. Can't be too much, right? Oh, there's some people over here. Really? Click. Okay. He just T-posed at me. We'd love to see that. Oh my god, I have no ammo. Okay, what does this do? Maybe it's radio? Nope. No idea. That'll be for another... Oh. Okay. Came out of nowhere. We are hemorrhaging ammo. Where's my light? Well, wouldn't this be nice if this were a supply room where there was like ammo and shit? That was really loud. There is a lot of ammo here. Oh my god, thank god. Give me all this ammo. And I unlocked something for my hat. Let's see, what do we get? Equipment. Hat. Gas mask. What's none do? Oh, It's just no hat. Got it. Armor. Stamina increase with that one. We'll go with that one. Why not? We'll see how that goes. Oh, I like if you tap shift, you walk. That's nice. I wish more games would do that. That's simple. Oh, okay, hello. Just a wall of gunfire. Got him. If only you had Quicksilver. I know, imagine, right? Turn my blood into bullets. Bruh. Okay, he's dead. I hope he's dead. He is dead. Thank God. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this farm. How far away am I? That was a great place to go check my map. I hate this. Oh! No! I'm slowed. I have basically infinite healing, which is nice, but... Oh, hello. Thank you, brother. Okay, yeah, I have not encountered an end to my healing. I don't know how much healing I actually have. Oh, they saw me because my light was still on, likely. Okay. Well, we'll fix that right now. That would make sense. I would say, oh, there's a shrine right here. Like, quite literally, there's a shrine somewhere right here. Is it up? Yeah, here it is. Oh, and we get bullets. Okay, we are going to real quickly, we're going to travel to our shrine over here where there's a merchant. I think that's the merchant one. Let's see. I want a gun. I want another gun. I think he's right here, right? No, this is where I died. That's not where I want to go. Maybe he's right here? Are we loading two different maps here? No, that's not him. Why did my map for this one deload? Hello, mister. Give me, what do you got for sale? All right. SMG. LMG. Oh, if only. And a shotgun. Let's grab the SMG. Or one. Perfect. And then that's good enough. Okay, how do I, let's, oh, okay, so it's just equipped to a different one. So it's equipped to 4. So 1, 4. Yeah. Does it share ammo with anything? It shares ammo with my pistol. So let's get rid of this. Can I get rid of it? I don't think I can get rid of it. No idea. Okay. Back to trying to get this person. Creature. Thing. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, they're everywhere. They're overlooking everywhere here. I don't know if I can really get caught up with fighting them when they're in their watchtowers. really like the only thing that I got. Let's see. Nope. Nope. You're kidding, right? Okay. Stand up, I dare ya. Come on, stand up. Stand up. I think I got him. That seemed like that was a headshot. Oh, there's another guy right there. I think he's dead. God, I hope he's dead. I hope I'm approaching this from the right angle. I like how they just kind of like ran out, gave me like a half of a look and said, oh, that's the guy who's been fucking with us. Yeah, definitely think I think the AI is serviceable for the game as it is right now, but probably needs a lot of work for a full release. Not saying that I'm not having fun, I'm definitely having fun. It's just a little awkward when they literally run right on top of you and then take like a couple of seconds to recognize that you're there before shooting you. But I think if they shot you immediately, this game would be a lot tougher. So that's why I say it works for what it is, but I think that it will probably need to get a little better for a full release. This is a straight up basement or fruit cellar. Oh, please have ammunition. Oh, no ammunition. Of course. That's fine. I like the feeling of skulking around though, like I'd like to see a double down on that, you know, slow crawl, slow skulking around feeling that they kind of have at the moment. A refinement of that, if you will. I feel like if I don't check my corners or if I do this improperly, I'm gonna get ambushed and killed. I think this is more of a stealth game than anything. Oh, there's a couple of them. Yeah, like I don't know how they saw me like so fast. But they did. Oh, that's not good. Alright, I'm gonna rush them. I think. There we go. With one more. Where are you? No idea. Where did you go? All right, we're gonna use our infinite healing serum. Wait. Oh, we don't have an infinite. Oh, there's a grenade. Oh, let me get him up. Get me up. Get me up. I don't have any more healing. That's not good. Wait, I healed? How did I heal? Well, maybe I did heal. I don't know. I hear another guy, like, trudging around. There they are. Oh my god, they're all here. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be going in guns blazing. Oh my god, dude. Okay. Please give me ammo. Okay. I hear another one somewhere. I feel like there's a way to disable those towers, and I feel like those towers are calling reinforcements. I saw a grenade. I don't know where that grenade landed. Oh yeah, I still have healing. Do I need to just shoot it? Oh. Well, that's convenient. I think I stopped the reinforcements with that. Oh, there's a grouping of them. Where? Oh. Behind me. Oh, that's a gun emplacement. I don't know how that didn't hit me like at all. Okay, that one did not hit me. I think I got him. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, hello. Goodbye. There's another one somewhere. Who just like ran behind me. There he is. Guy, oh my god, there's so many of them still. He's healing. He healed his friend. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting that they can heal their friends. That's cool, actually. Maybe that's where all these enemies over here were coming from, is that I left an enemy alive, and then they just kept reviving their buddies. That'd be interesting. I'm going up here because I want to see if there's any ammo or anything. Oh, I don't trust this at all. Oh, ammo. Oh. That was a gun. What is it? Oh, I think it was part... Ah. What's the Mark II barrel do? Ammunition, so damage. It goes down in damage. But critical does a 1d24. Interesting. Knockback. I mean, let's go with... We'll go with that. I don't know what it does. Looks like it's a little bit better of a piece. I don't see anything down there worth jumping. I'm gonna bet you that these things break. Let's see. Yeah. I knew it. Alright, what's up here? Oh. Oh, this must be who I'm here to see.
So, the sergeant actually found someone to help. I'm surprised, considering all his people are dead and he's barely hanging on.
I need information. You want information? How quaint. But you'll get nothing from me until I'm out of here. The enemies are crawling everywhere. Okay. I don't have the ammo to do this. Okay. Oh, okay. My mouse was...
So,
oh.
the sergeant...
Do you have an escape plan? After the chaos you caused, the enemies sent reinforcements. Our time is limited, but I can feel the rain coming. The fog and bad weather will work to our advantage. Head north into the forest and look for a green beam. There is an old abandoned trench there. I stashed supplies before being captured. Think you can manage that? Yes. Don't wait for me. Cover my exit and I'll meet you at my hideout in the forest. One of their dim-witted soldiers wandered too close, so I helped myself to his pistol. I'm wounded though, so don't expect me to move fast. Okay. Okay. Oh, I almost fell. That would have been hilarious. Okay, well, let's see. Let's get to this forest stash. 0. I don't like that. No, no, no. I'm just gonna run. Wait. That's a boss health bar. Hold on. Hold up. I don't like that. Oh, that's not a boss health bar. That's my ally. Okay. I'm just gonna run to the forest. I think I just need to book it. I don't have the ability to take this on, I don't think. I don't have the ammo. I think I just run. I don't know. We'll find out, right? Hey, hi there. Oh, is that a, is this a shrine? Oh, it's a shrine. Okay, perfect. All right, well, seeing as it is quite late, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here, even though we didn't finish this storyline, but I think I got enough of this game in order to kind of make a somewhat accurate judgment on it. I guess thank you all for tuning into the stream, everybody who did. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night and has a wonderful Wednesday and a wonderful